Robert Kryza adores the rich and flavorful bowls of ramen at his Chinatown favorite. For old school noodles with a hefty scoop of miso, he recommends Terakawa.
I'm Nelson Tim. I'm at the Terakawa, just co-owner here.
My name is Vanessa NG at Terakawa Ramen. I'm the assistant manager. We're the first Japanese noodle house in Chinatown. And I feel like Chinatown is just like a really big area where people are just always coming together. There's always different events going on. And I feel like just being able to meet the customers and like create those relationships with them is what makes it special. So we actually have different ramen broths. So we have some that are pork-based, chicken-based, veggie-based. It just depends on the customer and their preference. My go-to, I love eating the spicy ramen. It's actually not as spicy as people think it is, just because the broth is really red. It's not that intimidating. It's actually really good. The broth is pork, chicken, and seafood, so it's one of our specialty ramens. I think what sets us apart mainly, though, is that normally for ramen, they use a lot of MSG and powders, kind of like how your typical ramen packets look. But for us, we don't use any MSG. We boil all our broths house-made.
If you're talking about the ramen culture, it's not expensive food. They create it for the worker. One pot, like the soup, we use for more than 100 pounds, the bone, to create a soup. We take about 16 hours to make one batch for the soup. My personal, I like the noodle a lot. When I grow up, when I'm young, pretty much every day. My boss before, my coworker, he say he want to do ramen. Oh, that's my, I love it. I love that food and the soup a lot. I think more important is the passion. I cannot say I'm the best at ramen, but I can tell we use a lot of passion to cook every single dish.
Robert, nothing beats a great bowl of ramen. Why did you pick Terakawa?
Well, Philadelphia has a lot of great ramen restaurants, current and past. Terakawa is definitely my favorite. It all starts with the tonkotsu broth for me. I recently was describing it to a vegetarian friend who hasn't had it, and the best way to describe a good bowl of ramen, I think it feels a little naughty when you have a sip of the broth. That umami and the 24-hour pork bone with the collagen and the fat completely emulsified into the broth. And I've never had a horrible bowl of ramen, but when you have that first sip of broth, it's either there, it isn't. In Terakawa, it's always there.
Oh yeah, when you're eating a bowl of ramen, do you start with just the broth, or do you bring some noodles in?
Yeah, I'll always have a sip of broth and just to start and see where we're at, and then go from there.
So at Terakawa, there are a lot of ramen dishes to choose from.
Yes.
But what do you recommend for first-timers?
I would definitely go with the signature. It is the basic bowl of ramen. You have the tonkotsu broth. You have the standard noodles. It has some of the char siu pork, which is amazing there. You get an egg. It has everything you need. I got the Whopper style when I went for the first time, actually, my last visit. And it was, if you want to get everything, that's what to go with. It truly was like 2 servings. I usually finish a bowl of ramen. It looked like it was full when I was finished, and I was very full. So I would definitely recommend that. And the leek oil that they put in is delicious.
Well, this is always a very important check please question. How did the leftovers hold up?
Delicious. Yeah, they actually brought out a container for my broth and a container for the noodles so that I could separate them when I brought them home, so that the noodles didn't sit in the broth all night, and when I heated it up the next day, it was perfect.
I had both the spicy ramen, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but the bim bam as well, which could be served either cold or warm, and I got the warm option, and it was great. It was something different for me, and I'm glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone with that. It was almost like ramen but without the broth, and there were so many different textures between like the slurping of the noodles, the crunch of a corn, and the cucumbers and the chicken. There were just a lot of different textures and flavors in that dish that were interesting, and I maybe never tried them all together before.
There are also other little bites on the menu that can go along with your ramen, and you tried some Japanese sausage?
Yes, I never had that before, but it seemed intriguing, and it was a nice way to start the meal along with some edamame, because you can't go wrong with edamame.
We got the Japanese sausage, we got several things, and Robert, I've agreed with everything you've said, but I hate to be a buzzkill. It had several fatal flaws for me.
Okay.
One, within 100 yards, boy, I could go have great Cantonese food. I could have great Malaysian. I could have great dim sum. I just can't go there again because there's too many other options. Also, and I hate to say this, I don't do restaurants with QR codes. I want a relationship with my waitress, even to know at the first time what to have.
Yeah.
And then my third, and this is my personal fatal flaw, and it's only me, I like backs on my chairs.
Okay.
So I give that one. That's my issue.
Chinatown has so many excellent places in it, and for a long time, Terakawa was like the only ramen place that was at least really reliable.
I love the atmosphere. I love when you can walk into a restaurant and you just kind of see whether it's the waiters doing their thing, people dining, just seeing everyone in action. And the second I walked in, I saw all of that, and I knew that I was going to be in for a good meal.
Talk to us about your spicy ramen.
Oh gosh, the spicy ramen. So I will say I have a very similar approach when it comes to having ramen.
Yeah.
I need to have that spoonful of broth first,
Yes.
and exactly. If it's good, if I'm happy with it, I know it's going to be a great meal. So I absolutely loved it.
Some other great bites from like a nice casual Japanese spot.
Yes.
Takoyaki and
Takoyaki.
karaage chicken.
Yeah, takoyaki is one of my favorite things, and I've had plenty of not great, like frozen takoyaki, and theirs is delicious. It is crispy, piled high with bonito on the top. Very, very delicious.
Oh my gosh, did the bonito do that thing?
Oh,
that
yeah.
just like kind of
Dancing
dances on
Yeah,
top?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, it was delicious.
And how about the karaage chicken?
The karaage was very good. Standard fried chicken. Doesn't necessarily stand out as the most amazing thing on the menu, but it was crispy, salty, good fried chicken.
And nothing beats having mochi after a bowl of ramen.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I got that. Like with a lot of the restaurants we visited, I was pretty full at the end, but I thought in the spirit of it, I have to get something. So I got the mochi ice cream, and the green tea was really nice with this. Not quite bitter, but it's not super sweet, so it was nice to come down from the meal with that.
And what would you say about the prices?
Terakawa, I'd say, is very fair. I think like a lot of the places we visited, it's not cheap, but it's a place that you could go semi-regularly and not be a problem. Everything's fair for what you get. I think the standard bowl of ramen is only like $15, which is really not bad for a really full meal.
And David, what did you think of the prices?
Prices are fabulous. The food was, as I said, my ramen was great. The prices are very reasonable.
Well, Robert, this was your pick. Sum it up for us.
A comfortable, unctuous bowl of ramen in a great setting in Philadelphia.
Camille, what are your final thoughts?
Terakawa was a warm and inviting place for a really hearty bowl of ramen.
David, bring it on home.
Really nice bowl of ramen, but unfortunately there's just too many other options in Chinatown that I really love going to.
Grab a bowl for yourself at Terakawa, located at 204 North 9th Street in Philadelphia, 267-687-1355. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $15.